Getting ready for game number 3 here on day 2 of the 2023 USA Lacrosse Fall Classic. Team USA taking on Penn State, and we are just about set to get things underway. Mikey Sisselberger trying to pick up after a tough night last night, as he is out there squaring off against Chase Mullins to start this one, and Mullins comes away with a victory. So the problems at the dot continue for Team USA as we open this third game. Glenn Clark alongside Monica Moore. Monica, Team USA took it on the chin last night, 12-11 in overtime against Canada, and now they face a team that I have no doubt comes into this event wanting to make a statement. This Penn State group, of course, made a deep run to the Final Four a year ago. They want to show that they're ready to take the next step as a program this season and try to compete for a national championship. And beating some pros, getting a win over Team USA, Team Canada later would go a long way to making that type of statement.
Well, I think that's right. They feel like they have some additional business left to be done. Very happy with the way that things went last year, but you always want to achieve more. And this is a very experienced Penn State team. And as you said, I think they're looking to come out and make a statement. Have not really had a lot of opportunities to compete during the fall yet. And so this really gives them a good measuring stick. I mean, what better way to test your talent than against a phenomenal group of pros who have played for so long, have been in such great systems.
TJ Malone gets a switch, and it's Connor Mayer on him. He sends it back up top. Again, playing with international rules here. You would expect, however, that Penn State wouldn't want to get too comfortable holding it deep. They want to continue to practice what they do as they get into the college season. A couple of fakes, but nowhere for Trainer to go.
That's right, and that was actually one thing as we get a very early shot there.
Trainer with a nice save, a shot from Trainer, and the very nice save made by Matt DeLuca, who gets the first half tonight for Team USA.
That was one of the things that Asher Nolting talked about last night after the contest, was just how different it was from the PLL rules that they're used to having to adjust to this game. And it is very different. And of course it will be very different for the Penn State players as well, but a good experience all around.
Again, results are fun here, but it is the experience and the opportunity that's critical for Team USA, as these are players that are trying to work their way up within the Team USA program, perhaps be a part of the 2027 World Championships, maybe even the Sixes program moving towards the Olympics. Getting free, Connor Kurtz, but not pulling the trigger, sends it back behind, and this is where Team USA was lethal last night. Asher Nolting behind the cage, a little bit off on that pass, trying to go back to Kurtz. They could basically do whatever they wanted with Nolting behind quarterbacking.
That's right. He was so dynamic in terms of everything that he did, both as a goal scorer and a playmaker. That was a great pass. Look at the vision of Nolting.
Just as we were saying, Nolting to Wisnauskas. And Team USA is on the board for the first time today.
And I thought those two last night were very strong. Wisnauskas had 3 goals in the meeting against Canada, but look at Asher Nolting here, just the vision to spot Wisnauskas over on the far side. A lot of power behind that shot. This is a good start for Team USA, and again, you think after last night, they were looking to come out and quickly make a statement in this game.
Sisselberger just 4 of 13 last night, and opened up with a face-off loss today, trying to change that against Mullins, and nobody knew where the ball went. And it will belong to Team USA.
And yeah, that was one of the biggest things we focused on last night, is the struggles at times at the face-off dot that Team USA had, gave Canada some free possessions at times. And I know that's something they're going to be looking to clean up today.
Matt Campbell operating for Team USA, the former Villanova star with the Cannons, the PL, serves it into the middle. It's knocked down. Opportunity. Trainer doesn't come away with the ground ball on the second try, able to go get it.
Matt Campbell was another one last night who did a good job finding his opportunities. 2 goals in that contest, added some good balance to what Team USA was able to do offensively.
As Lanian started left, came back to his right. Now they'll send it on behind to Nolting. Nolting with the vision again. Oh, a nice save. Really, really good. Just stretching out to the top left corner. Nolting's going to track down the ground ball.
But a big play there by Parnham. to get possession back for Penn State, because you certainly didn't want to leave Asher Nolting back there with the ball, everything that he could do in an unsettled situation.
In a scramble, man, if anybody can capitalize. So Frassian, the goalie for Penn State, Jack Frassian, who a year ago in 16 games had 10.89 goals against average and stopped 56.2% of the shots that he faced. He was a second-team All-American and the Big Ten Specialist of the Year from Annapolis here in Maryland, the Bullis School down in D.C. Good move to Malone, and he shoots low and scores.
A fantastic take right there. T.J. Malone. You think about the numbers that he put up last season, 39 goals, 34 assists. Take another look at the quality.
Penn State goal scored by number 7,
decision after Donnelly finds him on the give and go. High to low, 1-1 game as T.J. Malone gets his first of the day.
You have to imagine he's going to be a guy they're looking to quite a bit, particularly in the early goings. He's one of the captains on this Penn State team, brings so much leadership and so much experience to this group.
No, there's no question, Monica. T.J. Malone, this team, their goals, and he came back for a 5th year, obviously, because they are pursuing these goals. They want to take the next step as a program and win a national title. And when you bring back a 3rd-team All-American, the Conference Offensive Player of the Year, the expectation is that's going to be a guy that's going to go a long way to getting you to those goals. And boy, was he impressive. 12 goals during the NCAA tournament, including 6 in that thriller against Duke, and for them, unfortunately, went the wrong way in the semifinals.
Well, you have those players that just want to leave their imprint on a program, and you get the sense that he's one of those guys that he feels like he has unfinished business, not just in terms of the goals for this season, but I think for the program in the future. And that's exciting when you have players that really want to be a part of that.
Again, nothing quarterbacking, and good things happen. Mac O'Keefe up top makes it 2-1.
Yeah, Mac O'Keefe also had 2 goals yesterday. It's a fantastic find by Asher Nolting. And literally, he could do this all day long. He is just so good at spotting the open teammate, creating the moment, and a fantastic finish by Mac O'Keefe.
I had the opportunity to chat with head coach John Danowski for a few minutes before today's game, Monica, and I said to him, I felt last night like if you had just kept going back to Nolting and let him quarterback on every play, you could have done whatever you wanted to do. And I got the sense, and we talked about it on the broadcast, that as this time it's LaSala who comes out and he wins his first face-off of the day. You got the sense that they just said, okay, we know that, but that's not what this is about. We want to see other guys and what they can do. It's not about strategizing to win a game. It's just about what is it that we can take and learn about these players. And he confirmed that. He said, look, you know, that's what this is. It's an evaluation event for us. And Asher Nolting, who you know does not want to be left off, he's trying to say that was tip, but he's not going to get the reward. It's going to go the other way. Asher Nolting was left off the travel roster, was part of the training roster for the World Championships this year. You know he doesn't want to be left off again, and he's trying to show exactly what he is capable of as a quarterback back behind the cage.
Well, that's exactly right. You have to respect that in terms of what he's trying to do out on the field, kind of growing from that experience and using that as motivation. And I think he's been tremendous on the weekend, really showing that while he has such good individual skill, he is a true teammate in terms of what he can do in facilitating the offense. And when you have those players that can make everybody on the field look good, that says a lot.
2 goals, 2 assists last night, already 2 assists today for the former High Point standout, now at Cannons of the PLL. Penn State trying to get this level again. Chris Jordan, the ex-midfield, is out there for the Nittany Lions.
Team USA defense really doing a good job keeping everyone outside. It was a good defensive possession there.
Yeah, Ethan Long found himself in some trouble. So Team USA gets it back. Just under 6 minutes to play in this first quarter. And Penn State also this weekend, we joke, or not even joke, getting a result would be great for them. They would love to get a result. It would go a long way for them to make a statement, but it's also an evaluation period for them. That's what fall ball is an opportunity to everybody to get involved, and we expect to see everyone on the roster play over the course of these 2 games, first this one against Team USA and then later against Canada. Oh, great move in front. Whew. It was a no crease called. Nope, good goal. Mac O'Keefe, his second of the day, makes it 3-1.
Well, you have to imagine he's all fired up to play today, and this is a great individual effort. But as you see from the replay, once again, it starts with Asher Nolting back behind the goal with the find.
You know what's funny, as I look again, is it possible he thought he was going to Wisnauskas and not to O'Keefe? Because Wisnauskas was also wide open in front of the cage.
He had a wealth of options. He picked one.
I honestly think that O'Keefe had to make the tougher play to catch that ball and make sure he got the shot off without going into the crease. O'Keefe's second of the game, and for Nolting now 3 assists.
And again, I think that's one of the big things that these coaches will be looking to see is the person who can facilitate in the offensive set, really getting everyone involved, because that tests the defenses. So he's really showing that skill set. We saw it last night. We're seeing it again this afternoon.
Sisselberger back out there and getting the face-off win. You know, it feels good. Had to sit on that from last night and the struggles they had against Ignacio and Oldman from Canada.
Wow, those two were phenomenal. Can't wait to see them again later this afternoon, because what they did at the face-off dot in terms of just controlling possession, and it became critically important as the game went on.
Running shot wide from Campbell. Connor Kirst not able to get that on cage. Back up again there. Nolting working at X.
But Glenn, to your earlier point about fall ball for these college programs, I feel like every spring when I start talking with coaches about the upcoming seasons, they talk about the fall ball and how there's a handful of players that really establish themselves that may not have been key players the year before, but that really stand out. You really start to see that hard work over the summer.
Connor Kirst was a surprise shot, but a great going low save from Frassian. However, that you can't do. You can't do that. And that will be the easiest goal that Connor Kirst will probably ever score in his life.
Yeah, just a unlucky moment there for Penn State as we get another look on the replay.
Great save.
Great save.
And now it's there, no problem. But you can't, and he's just panicked, doesn't want it to go over the line. I'm sorry, I said it was Kirst. It was O'Keefe. My apologies. Mac O'Keefe, who's already got a hat trick.
And to Frassian's credit, he really tried to stop that. He tried to do everything he could in the moment, but when you just are there, point-blank range, it's almost impossible to stop.
Quick win for Sisselberger this time.
Certainly feel like they're feeling it now. Team USA, they're starting to get into their rhythm.
Mullen still trying to get in there and earn it back. You love that from a face-off guy. Says, all right, I didn't win the face-off, but I'm going to do the work to try to get the ball back before this team gets into their offense. Not able to get it back, but appreciate the effort from Chase Mullins.
Nope, and that's something that coaches look for as well. If you don't win it on the first opportunity, what are you doing to try to get possession back? You never want to be out there hanging your head if you didn't get the initial win. Team USA is just moving the ball so well.
Frassian denies Aslanian. Penn State with an opportunity to go in transition. I would think that that would be one area. If you're Penn State and you want to close the gap from being a team that was competing and making it to championship weekend to being a team that can win a championship, I would think the face-off department would be one area where you would look at and say, we can still improve here. Chase Mullins a year ago, 45.8%. He is the primary guy going into this season. A couple other guys that'll be in the mix, like Hudson Bond and Richie Hewson, but primarily it's Chase Mullins' job, and they want that number to tick up over 50%.
Well, it's so important just getting those extra possessions, particularly when you're in these close games.
Running shot wide off the stick of Luke Mercer, senior midfielder. He had 10 goals a year ago. Malone with it as we tick towards 1 minute to play in the first quarter. Gets inside. That didn't set the bar. That was the bar. And nice dive out effort from Delamonte.
You just have to love that all-out individual effort
in fall ball
by Delamonte.
Laying out for it. A three-time D3 All-American at Muhlenberg. Now transfers into Penn State, and he wants to have a role. Flag comes out, so Penn State's going to get an extra man opportunity here.
With plays like that, you are certainly going to catch people's attention. just in terms of the desire, the willingness to do what it takes for the team. And these possessions for Penn State right now, they're very valuable. You don't want to lose possession. You want to get a good look at goal.
By the way, Matt Witcher, who gets called for the penalty, a guy knows a thing or two about the level you can go from D3 to the pros. From York College, the Water Dogs. Ooh, good vision, but great collapsing defense. Ryan McNulty, the former Loyola Greyhound, stepping in to break that up. 3 seconds left. Got to force something. Penn State won't get a shot off, and that's how the quarter comes to a close.
The end of the first quarter.
Team USA,
4,
solid,
Penn State 1.
right out of the chute today. They lead 4-1 after one quarter. You're watching the 2023 USA Lacrosse Fall Classic.
Every year, thousands of athletes disappear in clutch moments due to falling hydration levels.
I used to go missing all the time. I let everyone down. I even let Shannon Sharp down.
Yeah, you let me down.
They've been told how you feel yourself doesn't matter, that electrolytes are all the same. And just like that, they're gone. Get yourself back in the game. Get yourself a Gatorade. Could be the difference between dominating and disappearing. Gatorade, rehydrate, replenish, refuel.
Tierney Field here at USA Lacrosse headquarters. What is a dreary day in northern Baltimore County. Glenn Clark, Monica Moore with you from the USA Lacrosse Fall Classic. Team USA with a 4-1 advantage after one quarter. 3 goals from Mac O'Keefe, and that's a special part of today, of course. Mac O'Keefe getting to go up against his former program, his former head coach, and we had the opportunity this week to catch up with Coach Jeff Tambroni, and boy, listening to him talk about Mac O'Keefe was really special. Not only what Mac meant to the program as a player, but what Mac means to him as a person. And I chose to highlight a couple of the things that he said. I'll run a couple of them by you, Monica. He said, one of the all-time greats without question, one of the top 2 or 3 scorers and shooters, but he deserves everything he gets because he just works so darn hard.
Yeah, and it was Coach Tambroni talking about the humility of Mac O'Keefe, the fact that he really never wanted the spotlight on himself. He wanted to highlight his teammates. He wanted to highlight the program. Just the type of young man that you think is such a great standard bearer for your program.
Bounce shot and the score for Matt Trainer to cut it to 4-2. Trainer getting on the board for the first time today.
Great way for Penn State to start the second half. And this is just a great footwork right here. Take a look at the technical skill, just sticking with it and eventually creating enough room to get the shot off.
Shooting it underneath DeLuca to cut it to 4-2. Trainer, bit of a change this season. He is moving to attack. So trying to get used to a new position as a junior after he spent last couple of seasons working as a midfielder, and they need him to be a little bit more laser focused on scoring goals now, and Trainer showing exactly what he's capable of doing on attack. Petey LaSalle, if we're being fair, because we pointed out that Mikey Sisselberger had a rough night last night, it wasn't any better for Petey LaSalle. He went 5 of 14 against Team Canada. So both of them have to be feeling much better about their efforts so far today.
Well, I think that's certainly true, but credit Team Canada. They were outstanding.
No doubt.
Last night in terms of their ability to win possession, no matter what was thrown at them at the face-off dot.
That one whizzes wide off the stick of O'Keefe, who's hot, trying to put on a show against
Exactly right. That's a heat check right there.
His guys. Talked about what it would mean. Of course, Mac O'Keefe, much like, you know, a lot of these players, very much in that conversation. And one of the more talented offensive players. There's just so much talent in the Team USA program as O'Keefe whizzes another one wide. So it's not an easy path to getting on the travel roster for Team USA for the World Championships. But again, as we had that conversation with Jeff Tambroni, brought it up and he said, boy, do I hope that he gets that opportunity, because he couldn't think of a better representative of the red, white, and blue than Mac O'Keefe. Moved in to Trainer. Yeah. Jeff Trainer, that is, this time.
That's right, Jeff
the other
Trainer with a strong move towards goal right there. Team USA continuing just to pressure this Penn State defense, getting a lot of good looks. And Asher Nolting has been quite the quarterback on the day.
Already 3 assists, the first 3 goals. Good vision to the other side, but O'Keefe's shot blocked this time as it came down low, and there's a ground ball snagged by Will Costin. Costin, another important part of this Penn State team. Sophomore stepping up into a bigger role this year. Interesting to see he was a starter today.
There's certainly a good mix in terms of they do have some leadership, some experience returning, but they have some exciting younger players who are stepping into bigger roles. And I think as a coach, that's always one of the most exciting things about the start of a season, when you get into the fall and you start to see that evolution of some of the younger players who take on more responsibility. But you also see the evolution of your upperclassmen who take on more of the leadership within the program, who really set the standards for the team.
Malone with the defender hung up, not able to cash in.
Yeah, I think he'd like to have that one back. He had a very good look at goal, has been very dynamic on the day so far.
5'11", 180-pound graduate student, attacker from West Chester, Pennsylvania, by way of the Haverford School. 110 career goals for TJ Malone. And he's not done yet. Expect that number to balloon up probably in the neighborhood of 150.
Yeah, he's going to be a go-to option. He's going to really be looking to do a lot for this team in the spring. I know he feels like he has a lot of unfinished business that he wants to take care of before his collegiate career is over.
Aslanian did not choose to take the screen from Nolting. Now O'Keefe trying to get it over to Kirst. It was on the turf, but Kirst able to get it back. Worth pointing out, the rain has subsided for the most part, but still sloppy conditions.
Yeah, earlier today we've seen players slipping a bit on the turf. The rain was pouring down at times. The fans have really been fantastic today to stick it out.
It was the right idea as Nolting saw Wisnauskas camped out by himself, just could not thread the needle. End up turning it over.
But again, you have to really like the thought process that we're seeing in terms of what Team USA is trying to do to create good team goals, stretch out this defense a bit, making the smart plays.
Penn State gets it back. Kyle Lehman back behind the cage. And we were told by a lot of people around the sport, Kyle Lehman has the opportunity to be special. And interesting to see that as a freshman in fall ball, he was starting on attack for Penn State today.
Certainly good confidence boost there. And you know, he's certainly looking, I think, to really do some good things today to get a little additional notice.
Lehman, a freshman from Ambler, Pennsylvania, by way of Wissahickon. 5'9", 175 pounds. Trying to add one more weapon for a Penn State team that does lose 2 of their top 4 points getters from a year ago in Jack Trainer, who was a second-team All-Big Ten selection, 32 goals. And, of course, Kevin Winkoff as well, now gone. 24 goals, 18 assists. So where is that offense going to come from? Looks like they think Kyle Lehman can make up for some of it.
And that is certainly one of the questions that coaches look to answer this time of year, to get a sense of who those players are going to be that are going to have that added responsibility. Is
nicely done at the restraining
wow.
line, sticking that out. Colin Squires on a ball, and that's even kind of coffin corner there, as it's not only at the restraining line, but also angling towards going out of bounds, and Squires protects possession for Team USA. Move to the near side, shooting low. Matt Campbell makes it 5-2.
We certainly didn't expect for Matt Campbell to be quiet today after what we saw out of him yesterday. I love the shot selection. You're going to get another good look at it on this replay, but you see Connor Kurst.
Yeah, Kurst smartly, because the second defender came over towards him, and as soon as you see that second defender, you got to know somebody's unmarked. First point of the day for Connor Kurst.
But again, what you're seeing out of what Team USA doing is just really smart lacrosse in terms of drawing the defender, finding the open player, and then the open player making the right decision in terms of the shot selection.
I saw Mullins saw that immediately, called it out, and Penn State gets the ball back after what looked like it was going to be a clean win for Sisselberger. Nittany Lions trailing 5-2. Midway point of the second quarter. A reminder, playing with international rules, so not only no possession clock, but a running clock within the quarters until, is it the final 30 seconds?
It certainly does change the way that the game is played in terms of your strategy. Really like what we're seeing out of Lehman.
Lehman up top, and then that shot fired wide from Mercer. Team USA able to get it back before it goes out.
It's really interesting. We were talking about it earlier, watching Northwestern play, and some of the young players on the USA U20 team, some of those athletes still in high school, but just no fear playing against some of the top collegiate women's lacrosse players. And now you're seeing a youngster like Kyle Lehman come in. Absolutely looks like he belongs out on the field with these pros.
He's, of course, thinking to himself, yeah, I'd like to put on the red, white, and blue at some point in the future. We saw that last night with Oldman, the face-off specialist from Canada, who has not played a game yet at Ohio State, and yet stepped right in against two of the best in the business, in LaSala and Sisselberger.
And it's really interesting because now I think on the collegiate landscape, everyone's going to know his name in terms of what he can do. He was so impressive. Cannot wait to see him play again later this afternoon. Great ball movement.
Yeah, it was great ball movement. I don't know if the Kurst just didn't expect it. It was a little bit behind Connor Kurst on the pass from O'Keefe, and Penn State's able to get it back.
Yeah, they're trying to get something in transition, but quickly Team USA recovers.
TJ Malone will slow it down. The Kursts are a special part of the story here, as we're going to get a timeout taken by Penn State. Give me a chance to tell you about the story. So Colin Kurst and Connor Kurst both won gold medals with the USA white team, as well as Cole Kurst, third brother, and even CJ Kurst, a fourth brother, in the box lacrosse event, the North American Invitational, back in September in Utica, New York. And next fall is the box lacrosse world championships in Utica. So an opportunity for all of the Kursts, three of whom are participating here, to be a part of that event and try to win a world championship playing box lacrosse moving forward. A really cool family story.
It really is, and I think anytime you can play with your siblings, people who you've played with for years, you know their tendencies, you already have that great chemistry, and to have the level of success that they've had, winning a championship with your brothers, it really is a phenomenal story. You hear that a lot in lacrosse. It is the family game. So many siblings who play. We see this a lot in colleges, where you'll have an athlete who has 2 or 3 siblings playing at various colleges throughout the country, and it's always so much fun to see. And I think when you get these younger siblings, sometimes they're even better and better because they were pushed so hard by whoever the first sibling was.
We're going to take a look at Asher Nolting, who you see in the huddle during this timeout. He came out today on fire from the X, or from X that is. 3 assists in the first quarter. Logan Wisnauskas. Mac O'Keefe getting in the action as well.
You could just tell that he wanted to come out and set the tone today for Team USA, and he has been such a good facilitator, finding his teammates, showing the high lacrosse IQ, the great vision, drawing defenders, dishing off the passes. It's been a big day for number 50.
1 timeout remaining for Penn State after that one. They trail 5-2, and you could sense if the result matters. Jeff Trambroni wants to make sure they get into that a little bit here late in the second quarter. Don't let this start going the other way in favor of Team USA. Third game of 4 today. Monica was with you for the first two. Boy, Malone with, I assume that's a shot attempt, and they're going to say it was a shot attempt, but sheesh.
Yeah, it's been a phenomenal day of lacrosse so far. We saw Northwestern this morning, the defending national champions. Let me tell you, they look poised to make another run. They've just gotten more and more talent.
Matt Costin putting it home.
That's a big goal right there for Penn State. They did a good job just being patient to get the look that they wanted.
TJ Malone, assisted by number 23, Matt Costin.
Sorry, it is, of course, Malone, not Costin. Costin with the assist on the goal. TJ Malone, his second of the day.
He's been very dynamic, has been looking for his opportunities. His teammates doing a good job of finding him. He's a great finisher.
And good conversion out of the timeout. For Penn State, they get exactly what they want. TJ Malone's second goal of the day. Makes it 5-3. Another clean win for Sisselberger. This time, he was going up against Hudson Bond, second faceoff specialist for Penn State. And Bond played a lot last year. Bond finished 52 of 116, 44.8%. So while it's clear that Mullins is the primary guy, Bond's certainly going to spell him from time to time. First gets free, fires it back to the middle as Lanian had a look, didn't pull the trigger, instead kept it moving and got an even better look for Logan Wisnauskas.
Again, the passing has been on point today, finding the open player on the field who has that good high percentage shot. It's really been the story today. And you can tell this is a point of emphasis for Team USA. They're really looking to find those good looks in the middle. What a finish for Wisnauskas.
Wisnauskas with 2 goals today after he had 3 last night, as Lanian with his first point. He had a goal and an assist last night against Canada. So lead back to 3 at 6-3. And the ground ball waiting. Petey LaSala says, well, I'll just go ahead and pick that up myself.
Absolutely.
Under 3 minutes to play in the first half. Team USA in front by 3. As we keep talking about in the international game, you extend that lead out. Now, for what it's worth, Team USA led by as many as 3 last night, and they weren't able to hold on.
That's right. Credit Canada. They really did a good job. Dyson Williams, the hero. Back-to-back goals to get the win in overtime.
Cole Kerr's shot stopped by Frassian, and Penn State wins the race to the end line. They get the backup and get it back. But yes, you get that lead out to like 5 goals in the fourth quarter. It's really hard in international play for a team to come back. No possession clock. You pretty much have to win every face-off.
That's right. That's where the pressure is you have to win the face-offs. And certainly once you get those possessions, you have to value them. And it becomes harder and harder with that running clock. And just, I think, from the mental element as well.
Penn State, Mac Hobbs running with this group, sophomore attacker from Dallas, Texas. Lob back up top. Mercer. Now Malone feeds into the middle. It was a really fancy pass, but by the time it was caught by Traynor, he didn't have a path any longer. Instead, they work it back to Donnelly, who gets his first goal today.
Yeah, I agree. I thought that pass was a very creative pass attempted by TJ Malone. But finally, Sean Donnelly able to come up with the play. Take another look here behind the back.
Keep it going. Traynor ran out of angle, but instead just calmly noticed that nobody at all bothered to pick up Sean Donnelly. So Traynor says, don't mind if I let my buddy here.
That's right. You have to be looking for the open player, looking for the better shot, the best shot. Traynor. And Penn State, I think, really sticking with Team USA. I think they're showing good composure when Team USA goes on runs.
30 seconds left, and that ground ball picked up. Kyle Aldridge comes away with it. Penn State doesn't have a lot of time here, but a chance. For Trainer, that's his first assist, second point, and oh, it's a one-goal game.
What a finish there, and again, it's just great ball movement. That really has been the storyline of the day for both of these two teams, working the ball around, quick ball movement, trying to get the defense off balance, and then a big finish there by Liam Matthews.
And that's a freshman, Liam Matthews, getting on the board from the Hill Academy. Of course, powerful program in Canada. Matthews scores for the first time, and it's a one-goal game, 6-5, 21.7 seconds left, so there's still time here if it's a fairly clean face-off win either way. Sisselberger will get a clean face-off win.
You just feel like he's gotten in a rhythm, which is sometimes what it takes.
Thought that might be the case. Team USA would choose to call a timeout. You can't take them with you, Monica. They don't let you stockpile them. I did learn a new rule. I had never seen this before last season, Monica. I did not know in college, and I don't know if it's the same in the international play, but if you don't take we'll watch this last goal one more time. Trainer, with a great vision to a wide-open Matthews, who was able to hammer it home. Did you know, in the college game, if you don't call your second timeout in the first half, then at halftime, you can say, I'm calling my second timeout, and have a longer halftime.
I did not know that.
I did not know that either. John Tillman did that in the Maryland game against Loyola last season. I had never seen it before.
Interesting.
And I found out about it afterwards. If you don't take your second timeout in the first half, you can just say to the officials at halftime, here's my second timeout, and you start the second half with another 2 minutes. So, interesting,
you learn
quirky,
something new
right?
all the time.
I don't know how much it really benefits you to have those extra 2 minutes in the locker room, but if you're a team that's trailing and you want to spend a couple more minutes talking to your team about something, I had no idea that was a rule. Now, irrelevant here. 15 seconds left in the quarter.
It's still a good fun fact.
Not a whole lot of time to work through an entire possession. This pretty much sets up like you have the ball, and whoever stick you want it, it's Matt Campbell, it appears, is going to have the ball. You're looking to come over, give him some help with the screen, and then give him either a look or try to get somebody open on the other side really quickly. O'Connor defending him. Campbell just goes right at goal, shoots low, and scores. Well, you can't do it a whole lot easier than that. 6 seconds is all it took for Matt Campbell to score his second goal today.
And, of course, looking really good coming out of that timeout, like that was drawn up right there, Matt Campbell.
Well, they didn't clear out for him.
To be so impressive in this event. And again, with so little time to be able to capitalize there, that's a monster play.
By avoiding a screen, you keep everybody away, and you just say, hey, there's going to be a path there. Campbell takes it. Second goal today makes it 7-5 Team USA. 8.9 seconds. This would be something if somebody wins this cleanly and they were able to try to go in and do something with it. And Mullins keeps it down on the turf. It'll be scooped up. Fairman fires it down in front, and it was deflected but not on goal. That's how the half comes to a close. Penn State hanging around. Looked like Team USA might get a little separation, but the Nittany Lions keep it close. And as we reach the halftime break, Team USA is in front 7-5 here at the 2023 USA Lacrosse Fall Classic.
We're thrilled to have MedStar as our partner. You know, MedStar is the biggest provider of sports medicine services in the Mid-Atlantic. We're fortunate we cover the Ravens, the Orioles, the Wizards, the Capitals, 15 colleges and universities. One of the biggest flags I think this organization can fly is being very proactive about health and safety as compared to just about any sporting organization I've worked with over my 30-year career.
Every player knows the skills you learn on the field can be the foundation for anything you choose to do in life.
Thank you for connecting me to a greater community.
We're growing beyond goals on the field.
And our futures are united.
So thank you, Lacrosse.
For inspiring me to be me.
We are better,
safer,
and wiser together.
And we're building a stronger future
for everyone.
Mac O'Keefe, the former Penn State Nittany Lion, with 3 goals in the first half, but TJ Malone has 2, and Penn State's hanging around. They trail 7-5. Halftime stats are next. You're watching the 2023 USA Lacrosse Fall Classic.
Every year, thousands of athletes disappear in clutch moments due to falling hydration levels.
I used to go missing all the time. I let everyone down. I even let Shannon Sharp down.
Yeah, you let me down.
They've been told how you feel yourself doesn't matter. That electrolytes are all the same. And just like that, they're gone. Get yourself back in the game. Get yourself a Gatorade. Could be the difference between dominating and disappearing. Gatorade, rehydrate, replenish, refuel.
Glenn Clark, Monica Moore with you from Tierney Field at USA Lacrosse headquarters for the 2023 USA Lacrosse Fall Classic. Team USA with a 7-5 advantage over Penn State. Monica, much better at the faceoff dot for Team USA tonight, 11 of 14 in the first half, and yet they only have a 2-goal lead to show for it.
That's right. Credit to Penn State. They've been playing Team USA very tough. But one thing I have noticed about Team USA today, 5 of their goals are assisted goals. They're doing such a good job working the ball around, finding the open teammate. We're seeing that crispness on some of those offensive possessions. So that's another big improvement we've seen.
We're going to take a look at our first half highlights. And in the early going, it was kind of the Asher Knowlton show again from back behind. 3 assists. That one to Wisnauskas to get Team USA going. On the other end, Sean Donnelly getting the attention. He finds TJ Malone to even it up.
Yeah, TJ Malone was huge in the first half of this game. But this is Asher Knowlton again. Such a facilitator, drawing so much attention to free up Mac O'Keefe.
And what a half for Mac O'Keefe with 3 goals. This one could have been to either O'Keefe or Wisnauskas. It was O'Keefe who snagged it and puts it home right in front of the cage. The USA getting a little distance. This a little bit awkward. Frassian makes the save on Kirst. Everything's fine, but then he just misplays it and rolls it back out. And that allows O'Keefe, just standing on top of the crease, to easily put it home.
And credit Knowlton, too, for the awareness, just pushing that ball forward. But Penn State looking for some answers, working so hard. Great footwork and a fantastic finish by Matt Trainer.
Yeah, cut it to 4-2 as they kept trying to hang around. Team USA kept trying to extend the lead. That's a great scorching shot low from Matt Campbell.
But Penn State, they just would not go away. They kept coming up with big plays. Another good finish there by Malone.
Malone cutting it back to a 2-goal game. Team USA again able to extend the lead as Logan Wisnauskas got wide open off the feed from Aslanian.
But here it is for Penn State once again, behind the back pass. Beautiful there, and then Penn State finishing. No one picked up Sean Donnelly.
Seemed very odd that Sean Donnelly was able to get that wide open. Then how about that moment? Liam Matthews, a freshman, scoring his first goal. Doesn't count really, but first time he scored in a Penn State uniform.
There was the goal out of the timeout. Matt Campbell only took about 2 seconds to find the back of the net, and a great way for Team USA to end our first half.
Team USA calling timeout with 15 seconds left, and then Campbell scored with 8.9 seconds left. They wasted no time out of that in order to get that tally. I was looking at our first half stats. Team USA out shooting Penn State 19-12. Saves are even 4 apiece for both Frassian and Matt DeLuca. USA with a 14-6 advantage in the ground balls. That's notable. Some of that, of course, coming at the faceoff dot, where, as we mentioned, they've won 11 of 14. Both Sisselberger and Petey LaSala really bouncing back nicely today.
Yeah, that's been the biggest storyline for Team USA today. I think it set the tone for what they've done in the first half, and they're certainly hoping to continue that trend in the second.
Sisselberger 7 of 8, LaSala 4 of 6 in the first half. When we come back, we'll get you ready for the start of the second half. It is the USA Lacrosse Fall Classic.
Every year, thousands of athletes disappear in clutch moments due to falling hydration levels.
I used to go missing all the time. I let everyone down. I even let Shannon Sharp down.
Yeah, you let me down.
They've been told how you feel yourself doesn't matter. That electrolytes are all the same. Then just like that, they're gone. Get yourself back in the game. Get yourself a Gatorade. Could be the difference between dominating and disappearing. Gatorade. Rehydrate, replenish, refuel.
Getting ready for the start of the second half here at Tierney Field. Team USA in front of Penn State, 7-5. Matt Campbell, a couple of goals in the first half, getting warmed up for quarter number 3. Mentioned it last night, but worth mentioning again, John Danowski, fresh off a second World Championship this January here in Baltimore. He will be inducted into the National Lacrosse Hall of Fame. Great group of inductees this year. You know, fans in this area, of course, love Kyle Harrison, a trailblazer within this sport. Johns Hopkins star. He's had an incredible career, just retired a couple years ago from the PLL, has now taken on a more significant role and also trying to improve the sport's diversity. An excellent group of inductees to the National Lacrosse Hall of Fame. That event coming up in January, but we can only say so many things about John Danowski, a winner at every level.
That's exactly right. What he has meant to the sport of lacrosse, to the Duke program, but also to lacrosse at the national level, just continuing to elevate the game. You just couldn't think of a better ambassador for the sport.
And interesting to see, right? That's one of the storylines that we don't know about is, will this coaching staff continue on towards 2027? They've had so much success over the last couple of World Championship cycles. decisions that'll have to be made both by them and USA Lacrosse. But you can't ask for much more than what they've delivered in back-to-back world championships. Petey LaSala wins the opening face-off of the third quarter for Team USA, so they continue their dominance at the dot.
Picking up right where they left off in the first half. Really, we can't say enough about Petey LaSala and Mikey Sisselberger.
And we see it's Jake Higgins. Jake Higgins, who's out there wearing number 38. Late arrival here at the Fall Classic. That shot not on target. Backed up. Asher Nolting will go back and get it. Jake Higgins, short stick defensive midfielder from Water Dogs in the PLL.
The goal for Penn State, number 54.
Played, of course, at Maryland, where he had such success. 2022 PLL champion.
Number 28, Matt DeLuca.
But I do have to say, Glenn, that I think Penn State has a lot to be really happy with in terms of the way that they have played so far in this game, particularly some of these youngsters that have come in, just seeing the talent that they're bringing to the roster, how well prepared they are to play at the collegiate level, how well they're already fitting in with their teammates.
This is interesting. Frasian's still out there. I think we probably would have expected to see halves from goalies, but Frasian's still out there between the pipes for Penn State to start quarter number 3. As Penn State tries to get on the board for the first time in the second half. Malone keeps it moving to the opposite side. Now coming back to the near side, Costin feeds it to Malone. And DeLucas. Now, is that Kirst who's in between the pipes? Trying to see now. Yeah, that is indeed Colin Kirst, who's come back on to start the second half. Cannon's goalie. He's played at Rutgers, and before that, Lehigh Collegiate League. Allowed 4 goals, made 3 saves last night against Team Canada. As he played the first half last night, gets the second half today. It'll be interesting to see what Penn State does in the second game. Is how about that?
Jared Connors, wow.
Jared Connors with the CT and the GB for JC.
That's just a momentum play right there by Jared Connors. Team USA was playing fantastic defense on that possession.
This is dangerous. Nolting's got his defender hung up. What's he going to do? Oh, he decides not to force anything. Keeps it moving, and O'Keefe, for the 4th time today, finds the back of the net.
And it's just the quick ball movement of Team USA. You see Nolting just so composed back there, surveying the situation, looking for what he wants to do. Sends this ball over. Nice look by Jeff Traynor, and then the finish by O'Keefe. That's another great team goal for Team USA. They're just executing so well at such a high level on offense.
First assist of the day for the former UMass star, the Albany Firewolves in the NLL. And Mac O'Keefe has a 4 spot against his guys from Penn State. LaSala all the way in, takes it himself. Misses the target.
He's certainly been a standout today, though. You really have to be impressed with what he has done with the face-offs.
Imagine they were quite frustrated about last night, had to sit on that as they went to bed and said, yeah, that ain't happening again today.
Well, that's what a true competitor does, is they look at what happened, they reassess, and they just come out all the better for it.
Jaden Jenkins not able to pick up that ground ball. Freshman, seeing some action from Wheatley Heights, New York, by way of St. Anthony's. Fed back in front, and then there's another. This time it's Wisnauskas. And Team USA starting to open it up a little bit, as it's now 9-5.
They've really taken advantage here at the start of the third quarter again. Some great ball movement. And then Wisnauskas taking advantage. The assist as Lanian. His second assist. Just really like the style we're seeing out of Team USA. They're working so well together.
Third goal of the day for Wisnauskas. Second assist for Aslanian. 9-5. 4.5 minutes gone by in this third quarter. Penn State will get that face-off win. That Traynor picks it up.
This is, I think, a critical moment for Penn State. All the momentum has been with Team USA here at the start of the third. They don't want to let this one start getting away.
Was feeling that exact same thing, getting free, shooting low, but Lehman not able to get it on cage. Again, still very impressed by the freshman.
He's very assertive, very decisive.
Malone trying to get top side, has it checked out of his stick, and he was in the crease anyway.
And that is unlucky there for Penn State as they were really trying to come up big on that possession.
I thought it was a great move from Malone to try to get inside positioning and create a slam dunk opportunity, but
I did as well, because nothing has come easy against Team USA's defense, and he was trying to create a much better look.
Well, you'd also say it's tough, right, because you're dealing with this sort of slippery field. So you get in around that crease, you think you can keep your body out, and then all it takes is your foot kind of giving just a little bit.
And meanwhile, Team USA, just everything clicking on all cylinders right now. You can certainly see just the chemistry developing. They benefited from getting to play together last night.
Good movement. O'Keefe just sort of throwing that one in the direction of goal.
A little bit of a prayer.
Yeah, look, you know, when you scored 4 goals on the day, why not?
Yep, you've earned one of those.
And that's a possession shot, too. You had the backup. Wisnauskas gets in front, can't get it on cage. Picked up behind by Nolting and moves it right back in front. Thought Wisnauskas would be able to capitalize on it.
I did, too. That was just another great find by Nolting. His vision, just seeing where all of his teammates are, understanding where the cuts are coming from. It is so high level.
Wisnauskas was out of angle by the time he received that pass from Nolting. Now working back around, Wisnauskas makes it count anyway. He's got a 4 spot as well. Team USA now doubling up Penn State 10-5.
Yeah, had to work a little harder for this one, but he makes it work anyway, operating from around the crease. Got a lot of power behind it, goes top shelf. What a day he has had.
The local product out of Boys Latin, former Maryland star, now with Chrome in the PLL. Logan Wisnauskas. 4 goals today, now 7 for the weekend. The top goal scorer on the weekend for Team USA. Penn State will get it back, trailing 10-5, and if that last possession was critical, this one basically do or die.
I think that's right, because not only did you come up with an empty possession, but then Team USA scores, finding yourself down by 5.
And again, it's easy to point out, look, there's too much time left to say those things, but it's one about the momentum of this game is, boy, suffocating defense. Jackson Bonnet's getting in there, and then coming all the way out, Colin Kirst getting the ground ball. We have really liked what we've seen from Jackson Bonnet's, the only collegiate player on this Team USA roster. He's been really impressive.
He really has been within this defense, what we have seen from him. Really another player where you look at him and you just feel like he fits in so well with the pieces around him.
Another local product, played at McDonough, now at the Naval Academy, getting ready for his senior season. 2-time All-American for Navy. Won a gold medal as part of the U21 team back in 2022. Now he's thinking about winning a gold medal in 2027 as part of the senior team, making a statement here this weekend. Campbell moves it wide. Wisnauskas has it go off his stick, off the feed from O'Keefe. And it's a turnover for Team USA, so some reprieve for Penn State after they wasted that possession.
Yeah, he's a great story for being here as the only college student with the U.S. national team. I learned an interesting fact today on the women's side, the U20 side. It's the first time they've had 3 service members from 2 from Army, 1 from Navy.
Because we were so impressed by Bridget Duffy.
Absolutely. And so that's a big moment. Also did not know last night that she also plays soccer. She's in the middle of her soccer season right now. So if you think you were impressed yesterday, you certainly understand why she has the level of fitness right now that we were seeing out on the field.
Off the pipe from Lehman. And the backup race won by McNulty. McNulty, former Loyola Greyhound, did not play for Chaos this season, was a 3-time All-American in college. Someone who's also trying to find his way within this Team USA program. McNulty, really special in transition, by the way. But Loyola's got to think about long pole goals. You get the opportunity, just go. You see a yard sale. No, that's just a broken stick. Sorry, not a yard sale. Delamonte just had his stick broken, and Team USA takes advantage, adds to it, make it 11-5 now.
Team USA goal scored by number 46, Connor Kirst.
Connor Kirst, just a great individual goal right here. So much power behind this shot. And Glenn, to your earlier point that we realize there's a lot of time left in this game, but right now what you're seeing is there's so much of the momentum on the side of Team USA. They're just feeding off of it offensively, defensively, at the face-off dot, and sometimes it can be hard to stop that once all that momentum just starts taking over.
And we got to keep repeating it, and the international rules, and the running clock. Petey LaSala all the way up looking for Nolting. Nolting bobbled it, so he would have had a shot. And then maybe out of frustration ends up putting too much on that pass, trying to get O'Keefe. You can see Nolting wanted to have that because that would have been a good look and an opportunity to get his guy LaSala an assist there.
But you like the thought process in terms of what he was trying to do on the play. But for Penn State right now, I think really valuing these possessions, trying to get the looks that you want on the offensive end, because that's where they've been struggling a little bit to get those looks.
Coming back from down big, just not an easy thing to do in the international game. Clock is running. And as we keep talking about, that lack of a possession clock, it's very difficult. Now, for what it's worth, we don't expect that these teams, Team USA is not going to start sitting on the ball in the fourth quarter.
No, because they're certainly here again to show what they can do. And this is an event also for the fans, so we're going to see a lot of great play continuing out on the field, but it is a factor to keep in mind.
Ethan Long fires it up top. Costin keeps it moving to the near side. Jeb Brenfleck, he gets free, thought about trying to put the hammer down. Instead, fires it up top. Skip shot turned aside by Kirst off the stick of Jordan.
Yeah, Brenfleck did a lot of good work there trying to create an opening, but thought better of it and perhaps was thinking about valuing the possession, trying to get an even better shot opportunity.
So Team USA gets it back. 2 minutes and change remaining in the third quarter. They're in front 11-5.
They've just been so efficient with their offensive opportunities, particularly here in the third. They've locked down, have been able to capitalize quite a bit and create some good distance.
It's their largest lead of the day. Jeff Trainer. Back to Kirst. Sorry, yeah, it's Kirst. I was right the first time. Cole Kirst. There's so many of them.
I was going to say, you could just say that, and there's a high probability that you're going to be correct.
As Lanian up top. Dodging left. Second defender comes over to meet him. They keep it moving. It works to a good look for O'Keefe, just not on target. Backup is there. Nolting collects. 1:33 remaining in the third quarter.
Just once again, great movement.
Behind the back, but off the side netting this time for Wisnauskas, trying to get a fun highlight.
Yeah, that's one of the ones you really like, the thought process right there in terms of what Wisnauskas was trying to do. So opportunistic, moving off ball, creating the option.
1 minute to play in the third.
1 minute remaining in the third.
And Penn State still scoreless here in the third after they performed so well in the first half. They've been a little sloppy on the offensive end, and Team USA has taken advantage of those mistakes.
Outscored 4-0 here in this third quarter. Back behind Lehman, impressive freshman, and he's going to get him on the board. Lehman's second of the day.
Everyone should take notice right now.
Yeah, you like what you see, Penn State fans? That's a freshman getting the job done against pros.
Well, you were talking about how are they going to replace some of the firepower that they have lost. And this is a very good option right here, going high on the shot. That was a much-needed goal for Penn State, and he delivers.
Kyle Lehman's second goal of the day, 11-6. So you get the 30-second timeout here at the end of the third quarter. Ground ball squirts over, picked up by Jared Connors, pushes it ahead. Nolting running the offense for Team USA. That's the second time in this quarter that we've seen Nolting misfire on what should have been a fairly routine pass over to O'Keefe.
Yeah, that has been interesting in terms of what we've seen. Little not expected from him.
His explosiveness, there's no question about, but you got to make sure you minimize that and try to move your way up in this program. Just sort of flicked in front as the final seconds were ticking down. Matthews just trying to create something. It's not there. And we'll head to the fourth quarter. Team USA in front, 11-6. You're watching the USA Lacrosse Fall Classic.
We're thrilled to have MedStar as our partner.
You know, MedStar is the biggest provider of sports medicine services in the Mid-Atlantic. We're fortunate we cover the Ravens, the Orioles, the Wizards, the Capitals, 15 colleges and universities. One of the biggest flags I think this organization can fly is being very proactive about health and safety as compared to just about any sporting organization I've worked with over my 30-year career.
Every player knows the skills you learn on the field can be the foundation for anything you choose to do in life.
Thank you for connecting me to a greater community.
We're growing beyond goals on the field.
And our futures are united.
So thank you, Lacrosse,
For inspiring me to be me.
We are better,
Safer.
And wiser together.
And we're building a stronger future
For everyone.
Team USA looking like the two-time defending world champions as they have the 11-6 advantage over Penn State. Fourth quarter coming up here at Tierney Field, USA Lacrosse headquarters. Monica, I want to pose this because I asked it of Jeff Tambroni when we had our conversation with him this week, but you lose a game in such heartbreaking fashion, the way that Penn State did in the semifinals last year against Duke. Do you worry at all about a hangover effect and guys that feel sorry for themselves a little bit and that sort of bleeding into the fall, maybe on into the spring, and it taking a little while to get going because guys are still thinking about what could have been a year ago?
Yeah, and I don't think we're seeing any effects of that right now. I think this is a team that's really hungry to make another run at a national championship. I think they bring back so many important pieces to the puzzle. As we've already seen today, they've added some new talent. But certainly I think that's always a concern. But when you have the level of upperclassmen leadership that they have.
Just redirected by Wisnauskas. Doesn't even catch it. Just sticks a stick up and pokes it the other way. Fourth assist of the day for Nolting. Fifth goal of the game for Wisnauskas.
Yeah, Wisnauskas has been fantastic on the day. Nolting again in terms of the facilitation. I love that shot selection, and you see him immediately pointing over to Nolting. That combination, that has been lethal today.
So we posed the question to Jeff Tambroni, and I thought his response was very thoughtful. And he said, is it really more difficult? The season ends for basically every team in a loss. Whether it's the semifinals, the championship, whether it's the previous weekend, whether it's in the conference tournament, very few teams get to end their season with a victory. So is it more painful, really, for it to come in the semifinals than it would be if it came, say, in the first round of the NCAA tournament? And he talked about his team getting back together and being very proud of their effort and the run they put together, which is quite warranted. And to your point, I think thinking about how they can build off of that and take next steps as a program.
I think it just usually makes you hungrier. And I think that's what we're seeing out of Penn State. Certainly when you get really close, you feel like you were so close. That is painful. But I think it just makes you understand this is what it feels like to be competing at this level, to be one of the last few teams standing.
Nice rip from Chris Jordan to get one back for the Nittany Lions. Cuts it to 12-7.
Yeah, he's going to be another very important piece to the puzzle.
First goal today for the graduate student from Garden City, New York, transferred in from St. Lawrence. 5th-round pick of the Calgary Roughnecks in the NLL. They like Penn State guys. They also selected Jack Posey, who unfortunately is not available for Penn State today. Is also going to be a very important part of the story for them, the graduate student defender. They selected him in the 4th round. The Roughnecks, big Nittany Lions fans.
Certainly like the culture of this program and the players that come from it, and just great stick-with-itness by Bubba Fairman.
Yeah, prolonged ground ball, and ends up coming away with it only to lose it.
Exactly.
We do see a different goalie in now for Penn State. It is Ben Johnson, a freshman from Peoria, Illinois, by way of Avon Old Farms, getting an opportunity to put on jersey, play in competitive.
And, of course, we're going to see Penn State again coming up next. So we're going to get to continue to see some of these players, seeing different players into the mix, but have already seen a lot of the important pieces that they are going to have this coming spring. And, again, Kyle Lehman just looking to go to work.
Lehman gives it back to Donnelly. Second defender started to come. And Lehman forced away. Brett Makar, the former Terp, harassing him, now with Atlas in the PLL. All-star this season after a career in which he was a 2-time All-American. Of course, part of that legendary and arguable greatest college team of all time that went undefeated 2 years ago. The ball ends up back over the restraining line. Yeah, that's over and back. That's all that Jack... That, again, I think shows how smart Jackson Bonnets is as a player. Didn't have to get the ground ball there. Just get it over that restraining line, and you get the turnover either way.
I agree. You don't have to do too much. Just understanding what the moment requires. That's a big play for Bonnets.
As Lanian out of the box, head full of steam, does not pull the trigger. Instead, tough angle. Trainer not able to can it. And we're going to get a timeout taken by Penn State here with 10:14 remaining in the 4th quarter. And you start to wonder at what point in the quarter these timeouts start to become coaching timeouts and practice. We saw this, you and I, when we did the women's game yesterday between the U.S. and Canada U20 teams. And Canada was still taking timeouts late in the 4th quarter despite trailing by a good bit because you're trying to turn them into coaching situations. And I think for Jeff Tambroni and his staff, it's going to be really hard. Not impossible, really hard to rally from down 5, but you still want to create some nice coaching opportunities.
Absolutely. And again, you have another game coming up, so you can learn and grow from what's going on the field, and you can still have very good play for the conclusion of this final 10 minutes. Yes, you're down by 5, but they're doing some good things out on the field. And these coaches who we talked about, they really haven't had a lot of game opportunities to see their team this fall. So they're learning a lot as well in terms of what they have to work with.
We're going to take a look at Logan Wisnauskas' big day today. 5 goals from Logan Wisnauskas. He got going early off the feed from Asher Knowlton. Going up top and scoring back in the 1st quarter. He's done it in just about every way.
That's what I was thinking as well. A lot of diversity in the skill set. His teammates are doing a great job finding him, but why wouldn't you have confidence in his finishing ability? We've seen it all game long. Credit his teammates for recognizing his ability to do that, but he has taken care of business.
A bomb from well outside. Dropped by Trainer. Jeff Trainer's first goal today, and Team USA extends the lead once again to 13-7.
Yeah, that was a statement goal right there from Jeff Trainer. coming out of the timeout, Team USA once again working the ball around, finding the player with an opening, and Jeff Trainer really made his presence known right there.
4 goals, 9 ground balls, 5 caused turnovers for the Cannons this season, the PLL. Trainer with his first goal and second point of the day.
USA goal scored by number
13-7.
Patrick Keenan.
Lasala again has had a great day, just continuing to control on the faceoffs. It's been one of the biggest factors, I think, in just setting the tone in the first half, helping Team USA settle in a little bit.
Couple of fakes. Connor Kurse comes back near side to his brother Cole. Cole pulls up, right back to his brother. It's the Kurse show right now. We're all stars in the Kurse show.
I think Connor Kurse was looking for someone to pass to over on the far side, did not see anyone.
Asher Nolting takes on contact and doesn't even flinch. Like, he gets hit. It's pile up on the near sideline. The ball never went out of bounds. Really smart.
Heads up play.
Stick-to-itiveness from Dylan Torgler, the freshman.
Goal was scored by number 43, Jeff Trainer.
And I will say, I think that's been one of the most fun things about this game, is just seeing some of these younger players come in and be able to compete at this level. The skill sets that they're already showing, you start thinking about how their careers are going to evolve. A big save.
Midway point of the fourth quarter, Team USA comfortably in front. And there's another one back for Penn State.
Yeah, Matt Costin.
First goal of the day.
By number 23, Matt Costin.
The graduate student from Haverford, Pennsylvania, by way of the Haverford School. Scored 16 goals in the spring, 22 points. And just got free. No one picked him up.
That's exactly what you have to do. If the defense doesn't come, you have to take your shot, and he does.
So 13-8 now. So we tick towards 7 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Was asking Jeff Tambroni about his goals for the weekend, and he said all the right things, and of course reminded, and stay healthy. That's the really important part of this.
The most important thing, and he really talked about that. I mean, that when you think about it, you hear coaches talk a lot about sometimes it just takes a lot of luck, and I think what they're talking about is your team has to stay healthy. You think you know the components that you have, but that can change in the blink of an eye, as we've seen.
As Lanian swings it back over to the opposite side, and Trainer, who just had that bomb of a goal. Nolting, defender, hung up. What's he going to do with it? Now Johnson comes out towards him, and that leaves the cage completely uncovered. Mac O'Keefe scores his 5th of the game off the 5th assist of the day from Asher Nolting.
I would love to hear the inner monologue, though, of Asher Nolting as you see him just surveying the situation, looking for the cutters, trying to find who's going to have that right opportunity. He finds Mac O'Keefe, who also, he has just been a superstar today.
His 5th assist.
5 goals today, 7 for the weekend for Mac O'Keefe, playing against Penn State. Special for everybody involved. Under 6 minutes to go. 14-8. Team USA matching their largest lead of the game. Quick face-off win this time.
Yeah, Chase Mullins doing a nice job there.
How about Mikey Sisselberger laying out to get it back, though? Sisselberger frustrated because he lost the face-off that easily, said, yeah, I got something in mind. Watch what I do next.
But I think that's one of the things that makes you a great face-off specialist is if you don't get it, you can still get it back. And just having that desire.
Superstar Mikey Sisselberger for the Archers. All-star this year in the PLL. One of the great face-off specialists in the world. Oh, nice save there by the young goalie. Ben Johnson going low, and especially after that last one where he came out to try to help and got bit. That's a great bounce back from the freshman.
I think that's right. Just showing the mental toughness right there. And to me, again, we've talked about it several times. I think that's one of the biggest storylines of this contest, just seeing these young freshmen coming into the college game, everything that they're going to bring to the table. Was a similar thing earlier watching the US U20 team and watching Northwestern play. There's a lot of great young talent that's going to be making a lot of waves this spring.
Oh, good tic-tac-toe lacrosse, and Kirst finishes off from Wisnauskas.
All day long, this has been the playbook for Team USA. We have seen them be so effective and so efficient in the passing. Very unselfish, looking for their teammates. Wisnauskas, who has been the beneficiary numerous times today, finally getting to reward one of his teammates there, Connor Kirst, who made a great run.
Connor Kirst's second goal of the game. Logan Wisnauskas, his first assist and 6th point. Now has 9 points on the weekend. Team USA with a 15-8 advantage. And results not what's most important, although after last night's result, you imagine Team USA maybe cared a little bit more today about making sure they didn't leave the weekend 0-2.
I think that's right. And I think also just cared about doing all those little things right today, cleaning up some of the things that they weren't pleased with. Wow, that's
nice
another
save by
save.
Johnson, reaching out, stretching to snag that Campbell shot.
Yeah, Ben Johnson, we've seen some good stuff from him as well. But yeah, I think for Team USA, it's much more about cleaning up those errors, learning, growing from the experience. And look, I mean, they lost by 1 goal in overtime to a fantastic Canada team. But just that growth mindset in terms of what they wanted to bring to the field today.
2.5 minutes remaining. Again, after this one, Penn State will stick around. They'll take on Team Canada. Canada looking to go 2-0. The unofficial crown here at the USA Lacrosse Fall Classic.
Well, that's right. There are no medals and no trophies.
Nothing like that. Not here. Tomorrow, of course, we'll have the Brogdon Cup. Hey, what an effort.
Oh, my goodness. Just when you think you've seen the most phenomenal goal of the event, that one certainly in contention.
Garrett Glatz, junior attacker from Shrewsbury, Pennsylvania, but from Boys Latin here locally.
Oh my goodness, fighting through multiple defenders, just the composure and the awareness to be able to convert on that goal. That one certainly worthy of a lot of highlight reels.
Garrett Glatz's first goal here at the Fall Classic cuts it to 15-9. We got another exciting day of lacrosse on tap tomorrow as it's time for the youth players to shine. The historic Brogdon Cup at stake. Action getting underway bright and early, 8 a.m. We will start our day. They will give out a trophy tomorrow, but yes, today these are just exhibitions, but unofficially Canada can feel good and suggest they were the champions. Right. Ooh, that's pretty impressive. Going up and getting it as Lanian and in one motion putting it back home.
And he's another one in terms of the fact that he's dished out some nice assists today. So nice to see him be the recipient as Lanian.
Off the feed from Kirst. For Cole Kirst, his second assist of the game. And for his Lanian, his first goal and 3rd point. A former Hobart star, now at Cannons. A volunteer assistant at Princeton. 1.5 minutes remaining, 16-9, favor of the Americans. Glatz picks it up for Penn State. So they'll go try to get one more before this one's over. We'll have a short break after this game. And then we will indeed bring you the finale of day 2, Penn State against Team Canada. Getting free Mac Hobbs.
Some good patience here. Penn State trying to get a good shot opportunity.
Top side, but Peden thought better of it. Instead, continues to move it. Ben Spinelli trying to get free. Spinelli still with it on his stick. Fires it back up top to Hobbs. Now back to the near side. Ferrone over on the far side now.
And they're looking for the cutters, the movement through the middle. Can certainly see the thought process here.
Ferrone skip pass on the turf, picked up, taken away. Matt Witcher with the ground ball for Team USA. Can they add one more? Ooh, thinking about a long pole goal. Bonnets. Why not? Why not let it rip?
That would be quite the finale to this one.
10 seconds left. Ground ball picked up by Campbell. Will Team USA get off one more shot? And Curtis is just going to choose to let the clock run out, and that'll bring this one to a close. Team USA dominant.
Final score.
It was competitive early, but the Americans really started to pull away starting in the second quarter, and they finished with a 16-9 victory in their second game at the USA Lacrosse Fall Classic. I try to think about the biggest takeaways for Team USA at this event and what they saw. I think obviously their offense looked very good for long stretches. Today it felt like the bounce-back performance from the face-off specialists really stood out.
I think that was one of the biggest things. I think the other thing was just the combination play, the passing, the quick goals, really trying to find your open teammate. They were very intentional with everything they were doing on the offensive end. Certainly setting the tone for that was Asher Nolting, but it wasn't just him. It was really just the whole team dynamic today, which is why I think they looked so crisp out on the field and they executed so well.
Team USA finished at 21 of 29 at the face-off dot. 5 goals each for Mac O'Keefe and Logan Wisnauskas, who added an assist. Only 3 goal scorers today.
The U.S. national team will be.
But you see, this is exactly what we've been talking about in terms of great team play, working the ball around, finding the open teammate. It was so unselfish.
I said that wrong. Of course, there were 6 goal scorers today, but Logan Wisnauskas stood out. 5, including that one. Then getting in front and putting it home that way. Just Logan Wisnauskas overwhelming for this Penn State team.
He was. He put on a show in terms of the diversity in the offensive skill set. That was Connor Kirst right there. We saw some good moments, though, including from the young freshman, Kyle Lehman.
Yeah, really a lot to like about that young man, what he's going to bring to Penn State. Asher Nolting getting the job done as a distributor today. Finished with 5 assists, including that goal from Wisnauskas.
Yeah, definitely a way to make yourself popular in the locker room when you give feeds like we saw from Asher Nolting. But that was a bright moment for Chris Jordan.
Yeah, nice rip. This one, speaking of rips, it says Lanian dropping that one home. Loose ball. Penn State gets it back, and Matt Costin takes it all the way in himself.
Saw a lot of the different offensive options for Penn State today. This is Nolting again. He is just so good at finding the open player. Had that connection today with Mac O'Keefe.
O'Keefe finishing with 5 goals. Then is Lanian. Good movement, tic-tac-toe lacrosse. Connor Kirst putting it home.
But Penn State, they just kept battling out on the field. This was one of our favorite goals of the day by Garrett Glatz.
Diving back into the picture to score. And Cole Kirst right down to his Lanian, who redirects it home. It's USA assistant Charlie Toomey. He's enjoyed having his guy Ryan McNulty here with him. Team USA picks up a 16-9 victory. We got one more game to go here at the Fall Classic. We'll take a short break, and then we'll be back with you for Team Canada and Penn State. That's next. This is the 2023 USA Lacrosse Fall Classic.